The following is a conversation between Matías De Stefano, referred to as me, and his higher self, referred to as I am. The date is July 18th, 2021, and the subject is the emotional aspect of the ankles in the sign of Cancer. The title of the blog is Coping. I am. Perhaps it is the most difficult part to identify in a plant. Perhaps it is the most subtle, imperceptible, and even invisible of the entire plant world. However, it is the one that enables the existence of the entire tree. It is the one that looks for the way, that traces the paths to open the ways of growth, recognizing the terrain, making way for the rest of the plant, identifying where the water is, and generating the cells that enlarge the roots. Me. What can be deeper than the root? I am. The coif, also known as CALYPTRA or pylorissa. It is a tiny formation, almost imperceptible at the tip of the roots, almost as if it were the toes of our feet, which feel the ground, identifying minerals, temperature, water, and moving the earth, to open the way to the root. Me. I thought the root was already the one who did this. I am. You could, in general, take the CALYPTRA as the root, although its function and differentiation is very clear. It gets its name from its shape, which appears to be a cap on a head, or the glands on a penis. In ancient Greece, a cap that covered the head was commonly used, as a tradition of some peoples, a cap that they called kalyptra, meaning cover or being covered. The Arab peoples also wore this type of clothing, known as kufiyah, for the Hebrew kova, which moved to Europe, confirming the Latin word kofia, which defines a scarf or hat that was put on the head. Usually women, but in certain cases men, especially under war helmets. You could compare it then with the idea of protecting yourself both from the blows of the helmet and from the heat of the sun. Me. Why are they different? I am. In general, they are cells formed by starch, which are arranged in a semi-toroidal shape, emerging from the center and expanding towards the periphery. These cells have statoliths, that is, internal cell organelles that are quite heavy and therefore are affected by gravity, which drives the CALYPTRA to constantly seek to go down into the earth. Me. They are the feet of a plant. I am. That's right. Those that touch the firmament, identify the soil, and advance, seeking expansion and the search for nutrients. In their progress through the earth, the internal cells are being dragged to the sides, locating them in the root and allowing them to grow. They are like the experiences of the walker being recorded in history. Me. So, what does this represent in me? I am. Destiny. It is that invisible aspect of the unconscious that drives us forward. But the cap shows you something important inside the tree of life. Me. What's that? I am. That destiny is not what is ahead, but what expands from you due to the weight of your gravity. It is your own cells that, following their internal weight, being the statoliths, design a path forward, advancing without stopping. Remember the etymology of the word destiny, de stare, meaning to move away from where one is. Fate doesn't talk about where you're going, but where you're leaving from. Me. Oh, what a change. I am. Therefore, fate is controlled by your unconscious, the weight of history that lives in you, of each experience, idea, emotion, feeling, belief, attitude, aptitude. Each experience, expression, and integration leads you to this path of transcendence in which the weight of your previous journey is that which determines the steps of your future. Me. In other words, I am totally conditioned by my unconscious. I am. Exactly. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. Let's analyze this. Me. Yes, please. I am. Everything you do is past. Everything you feel is past. Everything you seek is past. Why? Well, because your brain was designed to respond to external stimuli. So your biological brain can't project responses forward based on experiences it hasn't had. Any response from the nervous system is necessarily an extension of a preconception of an idea formed from live data in neurons that have registered that information due to their previous experience. Me. Oh, I see. Sure. Every action and feeling that we have today is nothing more than a nervous result of our reactions and emotions of yesterday. I am. That is to say that your present is a mere reaction of the past, and your future is nothing more than a projection of your preconceptions. Me. My God, I don't feel free. I am. There is the error. I ask you, what are you? Me. What? I am. Yes, tell me, what are you? Me. It is very broad to answer that, but I consider that a group of atoms ordered in an organic way that interact, exchanging information, sustained by vibration that is my consciousness. I am. Where do those atoms develop? Me. In a specific space, in a specific time. I am. What happens if you take time out of the equation? Me. There will only be space? I am. No. If you eliminate time, you cease to exist. And the reason you don't exist anymore is because space is meaningless without time. Well, they are the same. That is, you do not exist in a time or a space, but me. I am time and space. I am. Good. When you, as an individual, consider yourself someone who lives in a place and who has a past, a present, and a future, as if you were a point that moves in a line, you are forgetting that fundamental clue. Who are you? And even more, what are you? You are not an external agent to these two forces. An atom exists only because it can be measurable in a time constant, and its shape and evolution over time can only be defined because it occupies space. That is to say that the atom only exists because it is the physical manifestation of that time and space, like a son of mom and dad. For this reason, thinking that you are an individual separated from your past and believing that the past conditions your destiny as if you were a point on a line but without belonging to that line, makes you feel imprisoned, a prisoner of a non-existent idea. Me. To be free, I have to recognize then that I build my unconscious. I am. That the past is you, and that each past decision is the one that has been forging your destiny. You have traveled millions of years to get to where you are today. Your life did not begin on August 4th, 1987. Your life is eternal, and since that date, you're only experiencing one more form within this continuity. Therefore, your destiny is already drawn, because you have built this story with each act. Your current life is only the cap of an extensive root that you have been building, and it is the root that nourishes the cap with the weight of its history so that it finds the gravity proper to time and space, which leads it to build your new trail. Me. The weight of the unconscious is myself giving myself the strength to move forward. I am. The past has never had so much positive weight, right? Me. I think so. But then, how does the issue of conditioning from the past work? Because many people are weighed down by the destiny they have drawn from the unconscious. I am. The grace and misfortune of the unconscious is that it's just not conscious, and you can't understand it. You can only feel it. Emotions are your allies in this unconscious destination to which you are heading, or from which you are heading, rather. You cannot recognize the true destination from the logic of conscious thought, only from the feeling of unconscious illogicality. That is why they usually say trust, hope. But the truth is that emotion is like a compass. Me, like the compass in Pirates of the Caribbean, which points to what you most want. I am. And what one desires is conditioned by what one longs for from the past, or needed from it. Think about what you feel, about your emotions, and they will tell you where you are going and what you are looking for. Me. Well, we're going wrong, because I have an emotional chaos in me. I am. Why? Me. Because I don't know where I'm going. As I told you, I feel more lost than ever. I always knew how to build my destiny, knowing where I was going and why, what I wanted in the future, when, and how. But this month is turning around like a sock. Suddenly, I can't realize if I'm excited to start the trip or not, if I want to go through the sites that represent the Kundalini or not. It's as if I found myself lacking the will to travel, something that fascinates me and that I've needed for more than a year. And yet, it is as if, to this day, I don't want to leave. I want to be calm, at peace, without a mission. I am. And you know why, don't you? Me, of course not. I am. Because you are understanding what destiny is. The same, as we said, is not where you are going, but where you come from. It is not arriving, but leaving. It is not what you will find, but what you express about yourself. You will travel the world, but the only destination is you. Me. Now I understand that cliché phrase, you are destiny. Of course, because the idea of destiny emerges from me. I am. And that is why you are feeling the weight of history, of family, of the mission, because it is the weight of gravity that affects your days, pushing you to express, to move forward, to get ahead thanks to the weight of the past. You must make all this time, all this history, vibrate in your space. Me. What will move me forward in space is the weight of the past in time. I am. That's why you start to feel all this pressure in your life, the loss of purpose, of meaning. Do you understand? Me. Yes. Not feeling like I'm going anywhere, the loss of sense, of why, of not feeling part of anything. I just feel like a simple organ that moves, pushed by the force of what it has created. I feel that the path is the one that drives me to continue when I really would not do anything else. I am. Who is I? Me, Matias. I am. Who is Matias? Me, an individual. I am. What are you, individual? Me, of this world. I am. If you are an individual, you are indivisible. Therefore, me. Matias is his way. I am. What you think conditions you is yourself, no one else. You are the cap that advances by the weight of the very root that it has created, because the root is not foreign to you, but you built it as part of you to push yourself in these moments when you don't know the way to go. When you lose the conscious notion of yourself, it is the unconscious that reminds you where, what to do. Me. And it pushes me. But where am I pushing myself if I feel alone? I am. You are directing yourself, and that is a journey you can take only in solitude. It is time to tell everyone that you will be silent in yourself. You have already built the tree together. Now you need to do it alone. Me. Quietly. Separated from friends and family, from the network, from the idea of me to the world. I am. The path of the dragon awaits you ahead, and it is your own dragon that drives you to find it. Recognize your desires and longings. Me. I need to be disconnected, in silence, without anyone, without attachment to anything. I am. See, it is your belief that tells you that you need others, that you need to unite with others, because it is your idea of belonging, your survival animal part that seeks stability in the other. Well, this is the part of the path that goes against stability, destiny. Me. My journey on earth is about to begin, for me, in my solitude, in silence. I am. Vibrate in space. Let the unconscious take you in the currents of your inner strength. And when you recognize its strength, then you will open your eyes, and you will be able to find yourself in front of the mirror of consciousness. Me. I am my destiny. I am. Get up and walk.